Hello, everybody. I wanted to record this video to share my testimony again. I posted it on Facebook back in July. I wrote it out, typed it out, and included a few pictures, but I wanted to record this video. June 5th, 2014, I was rushed to the hospital, to the ER. Once I got there, well, my legs had swollen up. I was in tremendous amounts of pain. And once I got to the hospital, they started me on breathing treatments. I was having trouble breathing. They started the intravenous, the IV, ran several tests, ultrasound, CT scans, and everything. And when the results came back in, the doctor said that my kidneys were not functioning at all. They started me on dialysis treatments. I had to do that for 5 days. At the end of dialysis, they did a procedure and placed bilateral stents in my kidney tubes, and that got my kidneys back operating on their own and progressing back to 100%. After all of that, the results from the CT scan came in, and they said that I had a large mass that was covering my liver, kidneys, bladder, several pieces around my lungs. They performed a liver biopsy, sent it to Stanford University, and when it came back, they told me that I had germ cell cancer, and it was stage 3. So they started me on chemotherapy treatments July 3rd, 2014, and I was on one of the highest chemotherapy treatments they have. They offer a cisplatin. I was getting chemo every week. Some weeks I had to do it 3 days back to back. All my hair had fallen out. I had gotten down to 105 pounds. But God, I knew that He was still in control. Going through all of that, and then there was one period of time that when you're getting chemo, your tumor marker is supposed to gradually decrease, and mine kept rising. And my oncologist comes in and she says, you may want to consider moving back home to Kansas and being around your family and checking into a hospice. And that startled me a little bit, but I knew that God was in control, because the Bible said in 2 Timothy, all that will live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer, shall suffer. So I knew God was in control, so I was going to keep on pressing and keep on praying and keep on declaring that all is well. There was another period of time that I was having really bad chest pains and didn't know what was going on, and they rushed me to OR, put me to sleep, and they were supposed to go in because I had blockage in my bile duct. They were to go in and put a stent in the bile duct, and I wake up. I'm in the my back in my hospital room, and the doctor comes in and says, "We have to take you back to OR because they were supposed to put a stent in your bile duct, and they put it in your pancreatic tube by mistake. So they had to rush me back to OR, put me to sleep, and when they went in, they couldn't remove the stent because I had too much bleeding going on. I had internal bleeding that was stemming from the biopsy. So they couldn't do anything, and because I had lost so much blood and my hemoglobin had dropped so drastically, they had to rush me to another hospital in San Francisco, and I had to get 2 blood transfusions before I left the hospital and get another transfusion in the ambulance on the way to San Francisco to the other hospital. Got there, they rushed me to OR, put me to sleep once again. They were able to go in, remove the stent, and clear all the blood clots out and clear the blockage out and everything. And they also put 2 coils on my liver to stop all the bleeding and everything. And I'm still getting chemo every week. There was another period of time that I was in ICU for, I believe, 2 weeks, and I was vomiting blood. Seemed like every day, every hour, vomiting blood and just in tremendous amounts of pain. And they told me between June and December I had spent a total of 95 days in the hospital, and I had gotten a total of 20 blood transfusions. But I kept declaring that all is well and God is in control. I finished the chemotherapy treatments in the middle of November 2014, and they said they would have to do a surgery in either December or January to remove whatever tumor was left, or the teratoma. December comes, the oncologist calls, I go and do the scan. I'm still recovering from all the chemo treatments that I was getting. I do the scan, and he said, I'll call you back in about a week. I'm going to meet with the surgeons. And they called me back. He said, I've been meeting with the team of surgeons discussing your case. And he said, we've all decided that I will not be able to do the surgery because your tumor is wrapped around so many blood vessels, wrapped around so many vital organs. If we take you into surgery, there's no way that you'll come out alive. Um, that hit me because I had gone through so much, kidneys failing, going in and out of the hospital, um, admitted every time I was admitted 2 or 3 weeks at a time, 95 days, and that's not even including all the times that I was rushed to the ER. I had to go to ER because I was just in so much pain, and the medicine wasn't helping at all. It didn't include any of that, in and out of the hospital, the internal bleeding, the just all the pain, going through all of that. And I said, we can't do anything. We can't do the surgery. That you all can't do the surgery. And he said, no. And I said, well, what are we going to do now? And he said, well, just have to monitor your blood and do a CT scan every 3 months, and we'll just make sure that it remains stable. And I said, I can't live like that. So I got off the phone. I was praying back. By this time my hair started growing back and everything. Because I had lost all my hair, facial hair, hair on my head, eyebrows, everything started growing back. Started picking my weight back up. And January comes, I do the scan. He calls me back the next week with the results. And he says, CJ, back in June 2014, when you were diagnosed, your tumor marker was at 33,000, well over 33,000. He said, when we monitored your tumor marker last week um, during the scan, he said that your tumor marker is at 0. And then the tumor that was wrapped around all the blood vessels and wrapped around the kidneys, liver, bladder. He said, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what happened. But he said the tumor has vanished. And I went into an immediate praise, just thanking God, because after you have suffered a while, God will turn it around and God will bring you out. And one song that I kept singing over the course of everything was simply this. And I just want to encourage somebody with this. It won't always be like this. God will perfect that concerning me. I know that sooner or later, turn in my favor. Oh, it's turning around for me. God bless you.